Welcome to another episode of Alan's Collection. As some of you may know, one of my favorite characters of the Star Wars universe is Ahsoka Tano. Snips, a noble warrior that has stood her ground against powerful beings like Darth Maul, Darth Vader himself, Asajj Ventress. And I was very surprised that in her series, one powerful mercenary was able to outsmart her. We're talking about Baylan Skoll, a mercenary. So let's check him out, guys. Let's begin. Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series, Baylan Skoll. Okay guys, here we have the outer box for Star Wars The Black Series, Baylan Skoll. And of course, this is a new character introduced in the Disney Plus series, Ahsoka. And he is Shin Hati's master. And of course, these two characters, Shin Hati and Baylan Skoll, reminds us of the traditional Sith duos like Darth Sidious and Darth Vader, guys. So let's check out the outer box. Here we have the front of the box, and it's a classic Black Series window box where you can appreciate the figure and his accessory, which is a red lightsaber. And on the top we have the IP name, Star Wars, and below we have the name of the figure, Baylan Skoll, and a warning, guys. Now let's check out the first side of the box. And here we have a very cool black and white artwork of Baylan Skoll with his hands crossed as he is probably planning his next strategy. Now let's check out the back of the box, guys. And here we have the logo of Star Wars. And below we have a small summary of the Ahsoka series in different languages. And next we have again the same artwork as on the side of the box. And of course below we have all the legal information and warnings, guys. Now let's check out the other side of the box. Here we have an extension of the front of the box with part of the figure being able to be seen. And below we have the IP name, Star Wars. And we're back to the front of the box, guys. Okay guys, here we have Baylan Skoll in the blister box. And of course you can appreciate even more the figure and of course his lightsaber as well. Okay guys, let's check out Baylan Skoll in vanilla pose. Okay guys, here we have Baylan Skoll in his vanilla pose, and I am very much enjoying these dark side new characters that look like medieval knights. You can see it in their uniforms and in the way they communicate, guys. But let's check out Baylan Skoll's vanilla pose, starting with his vest, which has dark green and black colors in it. And also you can see some patterns in the front center as well as on the back. He also has dark green and black colored shoulder guards, as you can see here. Also a pair of dark green with black gauntlets in his arms, guys. We also have a dark colored apron, or tunic if you want to call it like that as well, with straps. And a pair of black colored armored boots. Anyways, let's check out the head sculpt, guys. I very much like the white beard and also the brown and white hair. Very, very cool. And his I'm not impressed facial expression is well spot on. He never looked impressed, guys. He always looked very serious. Okay guys, let's check now the articulation for Baylan Skoll. Okay guys, let's check out now the articulation for Baylan Skoll. And we're going to start with the head. The head goes down. And the head goes up very nicely. You can also turn the head to the left. And you can turn the head to the right. And you can tilt the head to the left. And you can tilt the head to the right. And also the head wobbles, guys, like this. Now let's check out the torso articulation. You can move the torso forward. And you can move the torso backwards just a tiny bit. You can also move the torso to the left. And you can move the torso to the right very nicely. You can also tilt the torso to the left and tilt the torso to the right, guys. Now let's check out the arm articulation. You can move the arm forward. And you can move the arm backwards. You can also move the arm out like this. The shoulder guards feel kind of fragile, guys. I'm not going to move that very much. You can move the elbow like this. Baylan does have, however, a single jointed elbow articulation. And finally we have hand articulation, where you can move the hand up and down a little bit. You can also rotate the hand. Now let's check out the leg articulation. And you can move the leg forward very nicely, despite the apron with the straps. You can also move the leg backwards. And you can move the leg out very nicely. Then you have a single jointed knee articulation, as you can see here. And finally we have foot articulation, where you can move the foot down and up. And that's it for Baylan's articulation, guys. Now let's check his accessory. And here we have Baylan Skoll only accessory, which is of course the lightsaber. And of course it's nicely sculpted from the handle. Black and grey handle. And it's quite large. I was under the impression that this lightsaber would be orange, but it does seem to be red, guys. So here we have it. Baylan Skoll's lightsaber, guys. So Baylan Skoll was a Force-sensitive mercenary lord who happened to be a Jedi Knight and Jedi General in the Grand Army of the Republic. And he managed to survive in the Great Jedi Purge. Skoll, in the series of Ahsoka, had an apprentice called Shin Hati. And of course, they formed an alliance with the forces of Morgan Elsbeth, who basically helped in the return of Grand Admiral Thrawn. And of course, in the series, Baylan Skoll fought another Jedi survivor, Ahsoka Tano herself. And in that battle, with their respective styles of combat, Baylan managed to partially defeat Ahsoka Tano. Nothing that we had seen before in movies. He was a very serious character. It seemed that he had a very noble past. So I very much like this character in the Ahsoka series, Baylan Skoll. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching this review. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to leave a like and of course subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next on Alan's Collection.